So, I know it's been over a week since this happened, but I want to come back and talk about this story about the death of Gabe Rygaard. This guy right here, he was on the TV show called Axmen on the History Channel. And, it's honestly one of the only shows other than South Park that I actually have watched every season and every episode as of late. So that's why I want to cover it. And when I looked into it, I found out that it's actually, he's a sacrifice for the Broncos winning the Super Bowl. And if you're new to this channel and what I'm saying, I'm talking about the Freemasons, the Zionist Jews, the Jesuits, the people alike. They are obsessed with killing people by the numbers. They do everything by the numbers. They code the media articles. They script the sports leagues all by the numbers. They love to do it according to the calendar and according to people's birthdays, and also their name Gematria. And I'll leave a link in the description of what I'm talking about in this video if you're new. But this type of stuff literally happens constantly. Before and after sports championships, there's always ritual sacrifices that are always connected to the team either in the championship or the team who won the championship. This one just so happens to be connected to Super Bowl 50, even though it happened how long ago? On February 7th. So last year in the Super Bowl, it was the White Bronco versus the Black Panther. We knew there was going to be a whole bunch of Black Panther type tributes. The whole Super Bowl was connected to Super Bowl 20, Super Bowl XX, connected to the Chicago Bears of 1985. There was all kinds of X symbolism going on in the Super Bowl as well. You had Beyonce coming out wearing the outfit like Michael Jackson with the X on it. The score was even 24-10. X is the 24th letter. X is 10 in Roman numerals. Just all kinds of X symbolism. Think about Malcolm X. All the race stuff that they're constantly pounding you in the news with. But the point I'm getting, it was the White Bronco versus the Black Panther. And this guy dies in a White Bronco. And instantly I thought, how odd, As I did further research, I come to find out he's from the exact same town as John Elway, right? The Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl. John Elway is also from this town, Port Angeles, Washington. And if you look at the population, 19,000 people, if it was like Los Angeles or somewhere else where these two people would be from the same place, it wouldn't be as interesting, but 19,000 people, that's not really a whole lot of people for John Elway to be from the same town as this guy. John Elway, the vice president of operations for the Denver Broncos, the White Bronco. This guy dies in the White Bronco. Another thing is this guy's birthday of August 3rd. We see this number all the time in regards to football. The word football equals 83, a lot like 8-3, the day that he was born. John Elway even drafted in the year 83. Tom Brady born on 8-3. Peyton Manning born on the 83rd day of the year. A ton more examples with 83, but just wanted to point out this guy born on 8-3, which connects to football. He's from the same town as John Elway, dies in the White Bronco. If you write out John Elway in Gematria, it equals 113. And this guy just so happens to die 1 month, 13 days after his 45th birthday. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. Also, 44 days, the word kill equals 44. We talk about this a whole lot. A lot of times in death, the number 44 is always there. I mean, just think about Martin Luther King. He was shot on 4/4, died on 4/4. The first president to die in office died on 4/4, April 4th. So, many, many more examples. Just wanted to make a short video on this. Another thing I found interesting is that the last episode of Axmen just so happened to be on March 6th of 2016. If you go from March 6th to the day of this guy's 45th birthday, a span of 150 days, August 3rd is the day that leaves 150 days in the year. It's also a number I've been seeing a whole lot in regards to all of these interrelated sports stories I've been talking about. Philadelphia Eagles equals 150. Green Bay Packers equals 150. Lincoln, Nebraska equals 150. Even the Ben Franklin Bridge in Philadelphia was built for the 150th anniversary of the United States. I'll leave a link of my playlist of all these interrelated sports stories in the description as well. There's so much information to go back and re-explain, but it's just very interesting, a span of 150 days to his birthday, on a day that leaves 150 in the year. But notice, the last episode was on 3/6. If you go from John Elway's birthday to this guy's birthday, a span of 36 days. Also, if you write out the word 36 as words, it equals 53, just like Gabe Rygaard. Also, Pennsylvania equals 53. Nebraska equals 53 in Gematria. So, just interesting in regards to stuff I've been talking about sports. So anyway, let's look more into the story here. His dad is also the guy who originally owns the company on the show, and then his dad retires, but he comes back and works for him. But anyway, his name in Gematria equals 67 and also 112, a big number that I've been mentioning a whole lot as well in regards to sports. And in regards to a whole lot of other things, it just seems to be really popping up a lot in sports. We have the 112th World Series coming up. The Super Bowl 51 is going to be held in Houston. Houston equals 112. You know, Les Miles even got fired, and I talked about how the number 112 is a bad number, even though I thought for some reason it might be good for LSU, but LSU is in its 112th season this year. LSU began the season with Les Miles, their coach, having 112 wins at LSU. He got his 112th win last year in the Texas Bowl that was held in Houston. Prince died on the 112th day of the year. His death has been super connected to multiple events in the media. In most parts of the world, also, 112 is the emergency dialing code, like 911 is here. It's a pretty important number. Sandy Hook even equals 112. Anyway, just the name Rygaard equals 74, like the word Masonic. Also 38, like the word prince, like the word death. And think about this guy's birthday. In other parts of the world, they even write it as 3/8. It says that he died in Port Angeles. That's where him and John Elway were from. Port Angeles equals 132. White Bronco equals 132, what he died in. He also dies on a date numerology of 41, 9 plus 16 plus 16. John Elway, the small way, equals 41. Broncos equal 41. He died 222 days after Super Bowl 50, or also 7 months and 9 days. The word murder equals 79. 222, I've been seeing a whole lot. Nebraska Cornhuskers equals 222. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air equals 222. In regards to all the Prince stuff, it's all connected to the royal family. Prince even died on Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air comes from West Philadelphia. All of the sports championships last year were connected to Prince Charles and the royal family. I mean, think about the Super Bowl, the Carolina Panthers. The Carolinas are named in honor of King Charles I, who was the king during the English Civil War. Then we had North Carolina lose to Villanova, the Philadelphia team. Clemson even lost to Alabama in football. Clemson, South Carolina, named after King Charles. Cleveland Cavaliers, a Cavalier is a follower of King Charles during the English Civil War. Then we even had Coastal Carolina win the College World Series. And you can't forget the 111th World Series that had the Kansas City Royals and also the Mets, who play in Queens, who have the same gematria as Queen Elizabeth. Anyway, moving on. So the name Rygaard equals 38. Colorado, where the Broncos play, equals 38. It's the 38th state. Colorado also equals 83, the big way, just in regards to Gabe Rygaard's birthday. But yeah, Colorado equals 38. It's the 38th state. Last year's Super Bowl 50 was on the 38th day of the year. Panthers equals 38. This guy also died at the age of 45. The Super Bowl last year was on a date numerology of 45. And interesting, if you include the end date to the day that he died 45 days after his birthday. And in regards to 45 and the royal stuff, the 45th prime number is 197. And if you write out the word prince, it equals 197 in Jewish Gematria. If you write out the word Charles, it equals 207 in Jewish Gematria. But if you write out 207 as words, it equals 197. Anyway, I also think there's more to the story going on. I just don't have it completely figured out. But it was a complete sacrifice for the Broncos winning the Super Bowl last year. And, you know, possibly it's connected to the Panthers as well. He died on US Route 101. Panthers equals 101, just like Philadelphia. The van that he hits is even black, or at least it looks black. So maybe it's a different color. Looks black or charcoal in there, who knows? The white versus the black. But also, in regards to it, van in Gematria equals 222. Just like what I was just talking about. 222 days after the Super Bowl, and he crashes into, the white Bronco crashes into a black van. Van equals 222. But I also wonder if it's somehow connected to the World Series. I didn't look enough into it, but if you write out Axmen, the show that he's famous for, it equals 57. World Series, the small weight, equals 57. And 2 other guys on this show have died. Jimmy Smith and also Bart Tuano, or however you say his name. And it just makes me wonder, if you've watched my sports video playlist, I've been talking about the 1989 World Series. Now it was connected to the movie Field of Dreams. We literally just got the guy who wrote the book that was the inspiration for the movie Field of Dreams. He just died. So just interesting, but it was called the Bart series in 1989, the one that had the earthquake. And if you go from November 1st, from the day that the first guy died, Jimmy Smith, to the second guy, it's a span of 10 months, 17 days. And that earthquake series, the earthquake happened on October 17th, 1017. So, you know, possibly nothing. The word Scottish Rite, like it's Scottish Rite Freemasonry, also equals 57. But it's definitely connected to the Denver Broncos winning the Super Bowl. And, you know, it's just another one of them tributes, these sick tributes that people do. They kill people by the numbers. I mean, honestly, there's so many examples. If you watch my videos, you go to Zachary K. Hubbard, watch his videos. I'm sure there's other people out there as well that I can't think of off the top of my head that have been doing this as well. And we're just keep proving the point over and over. People are dying by the numbers, the media coded by the numbers, the sports league scripted by the numbers, movies, all connected to the numbers. But I said I wanted to make this video short, so I'm going to leave it at that. I got some other videos that I hopefully want to make tonight. I'm pretty far behind in making videos. Lots of information though. So have a good one. Peace out.